You're caught in a perplexing and emotionally charged cycle where the person you're involved with oscillates between affection and indifference, leaving you in a state of constant confusion and longing. At times, they treat you as if you are the most important person in the world, showering you with attention and making you feel deeply cherished. Yet, almost immediately, their demeanor shifts, and they become distant, indifferent, and even dismissive. This erratic behavior creates an emotional roller coaster that seems never-ending, leaving you feeling trapped in a loop that no matter how many times you try to break free, keeps repeating itself. In this turbulent dynamic, there is an undeniable, powerful connection between the two of you, a soul tie that binds you on a level that is both profound and inexplicable. The intensity of your attraction is palpable, and deep within, you both recognize that what you share is unique. They believe that they have never encountered anyone like you and that such a connection may never come again. However, their stubborn nature and inflated ego act as barriers, preventing them from fully opening up about their feelings. Their tendency to withdraw into silence when emotions run high only deepens the mystery of their inner turmoil, leaving you to question their true intentions. Despite the mixed signals, you sense that beneath the layers of uncertainty and guarded behavior, there is a desperate yearning for closeness. In moments of vulnerability, it becomes apparent that this person is actively searching for another chance to be near you. They have attempted to distance themselves at times, perhaps as a way of protecting their fragile emotions, but these efforts have been futile. Instead, they find themselves unable to let go, as thoughts of you invade their every waking moment. This fixation is so intense that it disrupts their sleep and hinders their ability to focus on anything else, reflecting an obsession that borders on the overwhelming. Adding to the complexity of this situation is a mounting fear on their part, the fear of losing you to someone else. This anxiety drives them to take drastic measures, even if it means resorting to behaviors that might seem invasive. They find themselves scouring your social media profiles, gathering tidbits about your life, and discreetly inquiring with mutual friends or acquaintances to know if you are still thinking about them. Every detail, every hint of your interest or detachment becomes a critical piece of the puzzle they are desperate to solve. The more they seek assurance, the more their actions inadvertently highlight the extent of their fixation on you. Your own behavior, which has recently undergone a notable change, has only amplified their internal conflict. The shift in your actions, whether subtle or overt, has thrown them off balance, stirring a mixture of panic and confusion within them. They had grown accustomed to the previous dynamics of your relationship, and your unexpected distance has created a void that they fear might signal a permanent drift away from you. This change has become a catalyst for their stress and anxiety, as they scramble to understand the underlying reasons behind your altered demeanor, questioning if it might be the precursor to you seeking fulfillment elsewhere. Caught between their deep-seated insecurities and an overpowering need to reconnect, this person finds themselves at a crossroads. They are painfully aware that if they do not act quickly, you might find solace and love in someone else, an outcome they dread more than anything. Yet, their internal struggles continue to hamper any effort at honest communication. The barriers they have built around themselves, fueled by past hurts and present fears, make it incredibly difficult for them to express their true emotions openly. Instead of bridging the gap, their stubbornness and reluctance to be vulnerable only serve to widen it, keeping you both locked in a frustrating cycle of hot and cold interactions. The situation is further complicated by the intensity of their feelings for you. Despite their repeated failures to break free from this cycle of silence and distance, the desire to be with you remains unwavering. It is as if every part of their being is set on a collision course with the inevitability of your connection. They are painfully aware of the gravity of the situation, knowing that their inaction and inconsistent behavior could ultimately lead to the loss of something incredibly valuable. Yet, the very traits that define their personality, their stubborn pride and fear of vulnerability, continue to hold them back, creating a paradox where the more they try to keep you close, the more they push you away. In this emotional tug-of-war, both of you are left in a state of uncertainty, each step forward seemingly matched by 2 steps back. Their actions, ranging from obsessive monitoring of your online presence to subtle inquiries about your personal life, are all driven by a singular, desperate hope, the hope that you will eventually reciprocate their deep-seated love. Yet, every moment of uncertainty only intensifies the internal struggle they face. They are caught in a relentless battle between their overwhelming affection for you and the fear that their own emotional scars might ultimately sabotage what you both share. Now, as you stand on the precipice of what might be a defining moment in your relationship, the future remains shrouded in ambiguity. There is a palpable tension, a sense that a critical turning point is imminent, one where this person must confront their insecurities head-on and decide whether to continue clinging to a cycle that has brought both of you pain or to take a courageous step towards healing and open communication. Their love for you burns fiercely, a fire that refuses to be quenched by doubt or fear. Yet, whether that flame will ultimately illuminate a path forward or be smothered by the weight of their own internal conflicts remains to be seen. The situation is as much about you as it is about them, a delicate dance of connection and disconnection, passion and retreat. The deep, soul-level bond that ties you together offers hope for a future where both vulnerability and honest communication can pave the way for a more stable, fulfilling relationship. But until that pivotal moment of reckoning arrives, you are left navigating a landscape of mixed signals and emotional uncertainty, where the only constant is the undeniable, all-consuming love that continues to drive both of your hearts. Reading these words is a transformative experience that invites you to see beyond the current surface of your connection, even if it presently feels stagnant or emotionally distant. You may feel that nothing significant is changing, and that your partner's behavior, marked by coldness or detachment, is a sign that they no longer care about you or your feelings. Although these impressions can be painful, it is important to understand that the situation is far more complex and promising than it appears. Beneath the exterior of indifference lies a reservoir of unspoken emotions waiting to emerge. At this moment, your partner might be maintaining an emotional distance as a protective measure, concealing their true feelings behind a facade of pride and self-preservation. Their reserved behavior may be a way of coping with inner conflicts or fears of vulnerability. However, the truth is that a time will come when they can no longer hide from their emotions. When the pain of separation becomes too overwhelming, they will feel compelled to set aside their ego and express the deep love that has always been there, even if unspoken until now. The inevitable transformation will be sparked by the realization that the thought of losing you is far more unbearable than the fear of exposing their true self. Imagine a moment when the absence of your presence makes itself felt in every part of their life. In the quiet hours of the night, as sleep eludes them and their mind races with memories, they will begin to sense the depth of their loss. The disruption in their daily routines, a mix of restless nights, distracted days, and an overall inability to focus, will serve as a clear sign that your absence is more significant than they had ever acknowledged. This growing sense of emptiness will force them to confront the reality of their emotions and the true value of the bond you share. In the days leading up to this awakening, subtle hints of vulnerability may already have been emerging. Your partner might have dropped ambiguous clues about their inner turmoil, fleeting moments of softness or gentle gestures that stand in stark contrast to their usual indifference. Yet, these signals are often clouded by a complex web of mind games and misdirection, leaving you to question your own perceptions. You might wonder if you misinterpreted their behavior, especially when they skillfully change the subject or divert your questions about their feelings. The truth, however, is that from the very beginning, they held deep affection for you, even if they chose to conceal it to avoid judgment or the risk of being hurt. This intricate dance of denial and avoidance is not without consequence. Every time your partner deflects or denies the possibility of closeness, they inadvertently build a wall that only deepens the emotional divide. Yet, the universe has its own way of balancing the scales. As you start to detach from them, reclaiming your own sense of peace and independence, the absence of your warmth will begin to weigh heavily on them. The realization that life without you is fraught with loneliness and regret will eventually break through their defenses. In that critical moment, the accumulated pain of separation will prove too powerful to ignore, forcing them to face the truth of their feelings. This transformative process is not solely about the anticipated confession of love, it is also about a profound internal metamorphosis for both of you. As your partner grapples with the consequences of their emotional withholding, you will simultaneously embark on a journey of self-discovery and liberation. By gradually releasing your anxieties and detaching from the need for validation, you will begin to shine with renewed confidence and inner strength. Your growing self-assurance will act as a beacon, drawing positive energy into your life and setting the stage for a more authentic and fulfilling connection. Furthermore, if your past interactions have been marred by superficial judgments or societal pressures, perhaps your partner once rejected you based on appearances or out of fear of what others might say, know that karmic balance is at work. The repercussions of such decisions will eventually manifest in their life, compelling them to reevaluate what truly matters. As they begin to shed the negative thought patterns and the burdens of bad karma that have long hindered them, a space will open for genuine love and emotional clarity. This process of inner cleansing is not instantaneous, but it is inevitable. It paves the way for a reunion that is founded on honesty, mutual respect, and a deep-seated understanding of each other's worth. In this evolving dynamic, every moment of separation, every sleepless night, and every instance of quiet introspection plays a critical role. The emotional turbulence that now seems overwhelming will gradually give way to clarity and reconnection. When your partner finally comes forward, bereft of the pride and fear that once held them back, they will not only declare their love for you but also demonstrate a newfound willingness to nurture and cherish your bond. It will be a reunion that redefines your connection, transforming it into one that is resilient, passionate, and profoundly genuine. Embrace this journey with the understanding that every challenge and every tear is part of a larger process of healing and growth. Trust that, in time, the emotional barriers will crumble, revealing a relationship built on truth and unconditional love. When that day arrives, the universe will have realigned your paths, ensuring that both of you emerge stronger, more aware, and ready to celebrate the beautiful union that was always destined to be.